Hello, everyone. This is gonna be a very short live because after that, I'm going to another person's stream, um, which starts in like 30 minutes something. It starts soon, so I'm just wanting to pop on here real quick, um, and express some thoughts. You can see probably the title. So I'm gonna be covering Trans Day of Visibility and Autism Awareness Month, and just like sharing a few thoughts about that because I have a few things that have been bothering me, and yeah, I just want to talk about that. So I'm sorry, I'm just cutting a label, and we're gonna wait for Nightbot to wake up before I go on with the subject of the video. Hello there, everyone. Hope you're having a great Easter Sunday. I don't really celebrate Easter, but as a small business owner, I kind of celebrate every holiday without really wanting to because it's profitable for your small business. You kind of have to have holiday themed stuff, and I like chocolate too, so that's the way I celebrate. I love discounted chocolate. I'm probably gonna go to the store on Tuesday and see if there's anything good for cheap, especially Peeps. I found some at Walmart. I hadn't found any in a long time. Sorry for the noise. Before I talk about my daily subject, I will just wait to have finished this label sticking, because otherwise I'm just gonna have to interrupt myself. But here are my links. If you want to check out my Etsy shop, that would be really appreciated. I make crochet plushies right now. I'm shipping one of my zombie cats. This was a Valentine's Day one. It has a big, big heart. And I've made quite a few of these by now, right? I'm sorry, this is sticking. Oh no! I got the tape to stick to itself. And if you want to help me out with bills, my Ko-fi link is in there. I have a little fundraiser to help out with bills and rent and necessities and things like that. Things I really need to buy to live comfortably. Food, cleaning products, hygiene products mostly. So if you want to check that out, I would really appreciate that. And on to this subject, before I start, I just want to go wash my hands real quick. Hydration reminder, people. And yeah, I just want to wash my hands because they're sticky. And I've spent most of the day in bed. I haven't even had food yet, so I'm probably just going to do that after the stream. But for now, I'm just going to go wash my hands real quick, and I'll be right back. I'm sorry, my hand washing takes a while. I'm a surgeon, that's why I scrub in every single time. And I mean that I have a scrubby and I scrub my hands. Anyway, the subject of the day was I just wanted to talk quickly about trans visibility day. And the thing with that is I'm trans. Um, and I see a lot of people like putting pressure on us to express ourselves on social media and post about this. And if we post anything else about anything else today, like we're a jerk if we don't make our obligatory trans post. And I would just like to point out something. It's something that bothers me a little bit, but I don't need to put anything forward to show others that I care about trans visibility, because well, I'm trans. Me existing, me living my true self, my true personality, me, even those who are closeted, who are not out to their friends, family, or to the world yet, like just existing makes it so there are trans people in the world. We don't owe anyone a post. We don't owe anyone education. We don't owe anyone anything. We don't owe you not to talk about other issues that touch us. And so, like, just us being there is sufficient. And you can't blame someone for not being part of the community enough by not posting 20,000 things every 5 seconds. You can't blame us for that. We are human beings and we have preoccupations just like anyone. And a big one of mine is autism. They like to call that Awareness Month, but a lot of us are trying to reclaim that and call it Autism Acceptance or Autism Appreciation Month, which I prefer, to be honest with you. I prefer to say Appreciation Month. Um, that's why the quotation marks. But by the way, I'm not trying to be like hateful or anything. I'm just talking about how I feel. But uh, there's a big intersectionality of autistic and trans people. Like the queer community is huge, and there's a lot of there's a big queer community in the autistic community. A huge lot of us are, because we usually are not so tied down by the world's social rules, sort of. So to us, heteronormativity, to a lot of us, doesn't really mean anything. And it's the case for me, right? I'm agender. I don't have a gender at all, and I always feel weird whenever people like try to push that on me. And the same with my sexuality. I feel attraction to very different people with very different bodies, and for me it's up there more than it is down there, if you know what I mean. I'm not very excuse me for being a little bit intense, but I'm not very sexual as a person. Sorry, my heaters are like a little bit high right now. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay, I might just. I'm sorry, I am right back. Um, but I just wanted to say real quick that we don't owe you anything with that. And honestly, I'm quite worried about Autism and Awareness Month, because a lot of people do the fake allyship kind of thing, and they will post like 20,000 little puzzle pieces and like be, hey, blah blah blah, autism, blah blah blah. And well, that's cool. The thing is, when we try to educate you about some things and we try to make you see things from our perspective, then you get all defensive. You make it about you. You become resistant. You unfriend us. You say things about us. You try to shut us up, basically, as autistic people. And But that happened today. Someone unfriended me actually for making my feelings clear about this month. But it's a difficult month for a lot of us because we will get bombarded with fake allyship and all the time, and people are not gonna show their support when it's needed, when we actually need support, and they're not gonna listen to us. They're gonna talk over us. And yeah, someone unfriended me because I said that. And another person wrote a super snarky comment over it. She was like, "Yeah, I guess extroverted people can't say anything." It has nothing to do with being extroverted. You don't have to talk over us. That's all. Like, don't talk over autistic people. We should always be the center of our own movement. We should be asked about how we feel about things. Like, what they say is nothing about us without us, right? Um, you need to consult with at least a part of the autistic community if you're like writing a series, a show, or something. It's very important. That's all. Like, you need the little fine details that you might not know as a neurotypical person or an allistic person. Not all neurotypicals are not all allistics are neurotypical. ADHD folks, and there's a few other mental health conditions as well that are neurodivergent. So I just wanted to say that real quick. That yeah, that's yeah. We're gonna work a little bit on the shop today. I was gonna work on kitties for a commission, but my hands hurt a little bit. My fingers are still sticky, by the way. So I'm gonna bitch about it a little bit. I'm not gonna be live super long. Like I said, in 15 minutes, I'm hopping over to someone else's thingy, and I just got the link for it. So we're gonna up on there and talk together until it starts. This will prove to be super cute. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a hard time clicking on the link because after I click, it's not taking me to the YouTube page. Ah, there we go. There we go. So during this time, um, during this time, we can just hang out for a little while longer until I go. And I was gonna start working a little bit on my shawl, maybe. But I'm gonna make some food as well. I wanted to get some bread, but I don't know. I need to go to the store for that, and I'm having a really lazy day. It's Redness River Day. It's Red River kind of week, without putting too much details. And I'm in a lot of pain, and I have PCOS, so for me it's like what's the name of that game again? Where you navigate in a big river of blood on the moon. You know what I'm talking about if you're a gamer. we're gonna we're gonna see the name soon. Hold on. It's like I run something. I run lung. That's it. That's like I run lung. I'm navigating in a big sea of blood at the moment. Oh, if you've not seen that, you need to play the game or at least like watch some let's play of it or something. It is fabulous. It's a horror game, and there's going to be a movie about it. A very known YouTuber is working on that. But all right, so that's the reason, and I don't know if I really want to get my bread, but uh, but yeah, people were making fun of me and saying snarky things because I don't feel too good about Autism Awareness Month or Autism Appreciation Month, as I like to call it, just because I dread all the backlash we get from neurotypicals. A lot of people are well intentioned, but they end up doing harm in the process, and it's really hard for us. That a lot of people are gonna have fake allyship and things like that, and not really listen to us. So I try to keep away from social media during this period. I don't really check my. Well, I still post and everything. I still do my things, but I don't really look at the news feed. I've been disappointed by a few people that I thought were allies and really cared, and they put things like those pesky people pretending to be so inconvenienced by their autism, but they're just silly on TikTok. Blah blah blah. Just because you make one silly video on TikTok doesn't mean you're not really autistic and just pretending. You're just letting off some steam, and it's good to have a laugh over yourself sometime. It's good. It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic to have a good laugh. Uh, um, you know, advocating for ourselves and all is good, but we gotta laugh about it sometimes too. It's cathartic to have a good laugh. Um, but yeah, last year, what made this bearable actually is I was gonna see Skinny Puppy at the end of the month, and so I was just so excited about that I didn't really pay too much attention to Autism Awareness Month or Appreciation Month. But yeah, that's it. I was in a much better place about it because I didn't pay attention to it. But now, this year, I'm just sad. Just makes me really sad. And it's been almost a year since I've seen Skinny Puppy. And, sometimes during those kind of anniversaries, you get a little bit emotional over it. And I'm thinking back my time seeing Skinny Puppy for the first time because I've been twice. And a little bit nostalgic because I had the very strong feeling that I was amongst my people there, and I don't often get that. Even at concerts and events, it's a really tough one to pull for me. But I felt like I was among peers, and this was a really good feeling for me. And so I'm a little bit nostalgic about that. When I went to see Frontline Assembly and Gary Newman and Ministry, like I still felt good and everything, but the feeling of being among peers, not so much. There were some not so nice people in line and around us at the concert, and maybe so that contributed to that. But we still had a lot of like-minded loving people in the crowd, of course. There's an amazing crowd in the industrial community, and a lot of these bands' fan bases are really kind and loving people. And so I think that feeling of not really belonging this time was just because I happened to have a few rude people around. Like there was this lady bitching about how she thought that Al was disgusting and she didn't want to see him. I was like, why did you even pay for a ticket to see Ministry then? Al has changed a lot, by the way. He seemed really happy when I saw him, and I think that's amazing. That put such a big smile on my face to see him out there, and he was singing to us, smiling at us. He had a few eye contacts, and like, at one point I just cracked up because during specific lyrics of one of Ministry's songs that are a bit silly, he was looking at me and I cracked up. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I was like, and then he laughed back. He had a laughing smile. He was amused by my cracking up, so that was good. Yeah, Al just seemed to have a very protective aura from what I can see. Because every time my friend and I were getting pushed around or like assaulted by that lady or just like hit or pushed by the rude guys behind, because there was a bunch of rude guys behind, like every time that happened he made faces at them and he was like, but he did his best to connect with us in the front, and especially my friend and I. Like he was over there all the time, over here. I mean, all the time he was. Yeah, it was great. uh, but yeah, basically, yeah, I just had a good time. Had a good time, but it doesn't compare to when I saw Skinny Puppy for the first time. And of course, I don't mean about the show or the performance or anything like that. I just mean that the feeling inside me was very intense because obviously you see your favorite band for the first time and you get all those super strong feelings of excitement and everything. Especially since I've been a fan person, a total fan person for so long. So I will always kind of have that, even if I was very dissociated that day. It was my first time meeting the guys. Well, yeah, I had seen a few of them before because I've seen Ogre as a band um, in 2018. But so I had seen Matthew, Justin, Dustin, and Ogre. I think Dustin was there. I'm pretty sure Dustin was doing something. I remember seeing him. And I had seen Paul Barker too because Led Into Gold was one of the opening acts for Ogre. But it was my first time seeing a few of the people, and that was great and was was very exciting for me. But yeah, that made it easier to go. It made it easier for me to go through Autism Appreciation Month without minding too much that some of my peers were conducting themselves quite um, I don't want to say badly, but in with some level of disregard towards the community is what I mean. It's just a tough time. That's all. But I am thankful though for the lovely friends that I have who really are ready to look at themselves and reevaluate how they treat autistic people and are genuinely trying to learn more. I have friends who will ask me questions all the time about what I prefer, what terminology I prefer, what ways they can accommodate me better and everything. Then I have those people who are just like, oh, I'm gonna share 20,000 blue puzzle pieces and little images and things and stories about how my child is so difficult to deal with and I'm such an angel for putting up with it, my autistic child. You know, that's the thing that's really hard. I was an autistic kid. I struggled. I was put in my place for being autistic a lot. Um, like I remember this one time in daycare, the daycare person, mind you, I'm not saying that to badmouth her. She's a very wonderful person. I'm just trying to explain to you the misunderstanding, perhaps, but it's something that happens quite commonly when you're autistic. So I do want to mention it in passing real quick. But I was just joking because my mom had asked me to do the Colombo thingy and investigate to find her a birthday present, or was it something like that? A present for some occasion, anyway. Maybe a wedding anniversary or something. I don't know. I don't quite remember. I was young, and I so she called me by my name, and I was like, "I'm not this. I'm." I was gonna say I'm Columbo, but she cut me off. She put me into the corner. I was not allowed to talk for the rest of the day. I was to sit in silence in the living room and not say a word. And she would tell anyone coming in the door that she put me in my place. And as much as I love her and understand that she was frustrated that day. Like, that was a traumatic memory for me. That was a moment in life where I was like, okay, we're just meant to shut up and not ever express ourselves. And the neurotypicals can poop all over that when they want to. And that was a moment in my life that I understood, okay, we're not really meant to talk about our reality, are we? And I was just trying to be funny and engaged. But she wanted to punish me that day. She wasn't in a good mood, so she could, you know. I know I don't hold it against her, but it was just that it was a difficult moment in my life. I know that sounds like nothing, but things like that happen to you when you're a child, they have a big incidence over your life, and it keeps happening, right? Um I get bullied by allistic people quite a bit for not necessarily understanding things that other people would in the same way they would. And as soon as I make a mistake, an error in judgment, all of a sudden, and this is not just me, this is the whole autistic community. But I would urge you this month to be kind towards your autistic peers and maybe give them a little bit of grace, because we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna evaluate badly some things, and it's just gonna be a mess sometimes. We're not gonna act always like you want us to act, and it's maybe gonna be a little bit messy. But yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick, and now the thing has begun, so I'm gonna let you all go. And